Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already part of the Sprinkle Squad. I'm so happy to see you again, and today we are doing a limited pack build. So I decided that I wanted to do a beach bungalow. I don't know why, but it just like popped in my head and I was like, I have to build this. And I end up building this, of course, in the world of Sulani, and I decided not to do it on a beachfront lot, but instead on one of the other lots, kind of like more inland, because, and I don't know why, I became obsessed with the idea of having this like side open garage where they would park maybe like their boat and stuff, and I just love that idea so much that like, I don't know, I felt like it didn't make a whole lot of sense to do it on the water. I feel like you would just have your boat in the water, or it didn't quite feel like it would fit there. So since I really wanted to have this like side open garage thing, I opted to just do it more inland. And you can see here, I am messing around with the roof so much. I feel like I always have such a hard time with doing roofs like these where I don't want it intersecting, but I want the little bump out and all of that. So I'm not gonna lie, I skipped it. And I will say that you can kind of see in the roof there at the top that they didn't quite match, but I figured with that, like the roof that I have there, it kind of looked cool, so I left it. And I really I didn't go into this thinking it would be a limited pack build, but then I just really liked the idea and I liked the stuff in it, and it just felt like, you know, we're just going all in on Sulani island living. So I just decided to do this. Is just base game and island living. I double checked when I posted it on the gallery. It is already up for you to download if you would like to, under my ID Spice and Sprinkles, all one word, all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. You can also find it under the hashtag Spice and Sprinkles if you are looking for a lot of my recent builds. I've been using that hashtag, not all of them though, so if you're looking for some of my older builds, you'll definitely just want to go to my gallery, you know, name or account or whatever. And of course you can follow me on there as well if you want to see like when I upload stuff on there, which honestly I need to do more of. I know there's creators, I need to actually just follow them on the gallery so I don't forget who they are. But anyways, that's a total aside. But I messed around a lot with like where I wanted the windows, what colors exactly I wanted. I went back and forth about having like a really red aesthetic, and honestly I'm really excited with the way it turned out, but it was a bit of a struggle, especially with just using island living and base game. And because I feel like base game and island living are so different in aesthetic, it really was just a lot of island living, which did limit me a little bit, but I think it turned out really nicely, and I think it was still a really nice, like, fully planned home. It is a 2-bed, 2-bath, and came in at like 86,500 simoleons, and I think it I don't know how I made it that expensive considering it's not huge and it was limited pack, but you know, I'm really good at that. I don't know how I do it, but I can make builds really expensive. So maybe I need to do a budget build soon, but I just don't do a lot of those because I just really like kind of doing whatever I want to. And shocker, I kind of had a hard time deciding where I wanted to put the stairs, but I think they end up looking really nice there. And I tried to do kind of like an open thing, but it messed up the roof, so I ended up changing that out. And I also will say that when I built this, I hadn't actually built in a while because of the move and everything and getting everything set up. Like I didn't have my computer and stuff set up. So you will notice that during the whole video, I never put railing on the stairs in the house. I don't even know if I put them on the outside. And I literally went to go take screenshots and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I don't know if I've ever forgotten to do that, but I was like, how did I not put railing on the stairs? Now, obviously in The Sims, it doesn't matter. Your Sims are not gonna like fall off the stairs or anything like that, but like, I always put railing on my stairs, and I was like, I can't believe I didn't do that. So don't worry, you'll see that in the screenshots, and what's on the gallery does have railing on the stairs. So I'm sure some of you will probably be like yelling at me like later on in this video. So I wanted to go ahead and tell you that it does get added. Don't worry, I do figure it out. I mean, I even had one time, I think I forgot a fridge, and luckily like I noticed it before I posted on the gallery, but I did not notice it while I was building it all. So like the whole speed build, there's no fridge in there, which I thought was so funny. But I end up putting quite a large kitchen in here. I just love that like waterfall like counter from Island Living. I just thought it looked so pretty, so I really wanted to include that in here as well. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know if I put a whole lot of upper cabinetry here because I really wanted to keep the window. I really wanted it to be really nice and open and everything. And you can see I was messing around a lot with that partition. I think I actually end up using it upstairs in one of the bedrooms. And I was also thinking that this may be more of a rental lot. Now, I'm pretty sure I uploaded it to the gallery. It's just a regular residential. Of course, you can change it to like a vacation house. And something they can rent, specifically rent for vacation, not like rent like the new for rent pack, although you could do that as well. So upstairs I end up making the rooms, like the 2 bedrooms, like I feel like maybe a little more generic than I usually would, just because I thought maybe you could use this as a rental. But anyway, so I know we haven't even gotten there yet, but it just got me thinking about it, so I wanted to mention it. And I do end up putting this, like, you'll see this later on, like I do put like a little seating area underneath these stairs. And because I really like the look of having it open, but like it's hard to put stuff under there. And it's so funny actually. So under there, I put like a seating area, and I put like a little table in the corner, and I put like some candles on the table. And when I was playtesting it, the sim couldn't go up the stairs. And it was making me crazy. I was like, why? And like upstairs is a little bit like tight, like the way I did the room. So I was worried like maybe it was something up there. No, it was the candles underneath the stairs. And the candles they were far below the stairs too. So I was not expecting it to be like a collision thing with the sim, but apparently it was absolutely unacceptable for the sim. And I think it's so funny because what I ended up actually doing was removing the the candles and putting in a plant there, and it's one of the big plants from Island Living. I just sized it down a little bit, but that was totally fine. I don't understand. The Sims is so funny to me. Like, I mean, I say funny, but it was really frustrating when I was trying to figure it out. So also point is, I did play test it, so your Sim shouldn't have any issues getting around this home or anything like that. But I just thought it was funny that it was just like, that is absolutely unacceptable. An item that's like way below the stairs, but like a giant item that I sized down is totally fine. So I just thought that was really funny. And part of the reason I even put the candles over there was for lighting, because it was kind of dark under the stairs, but I really wanted to do something with that space. And I also end up in the corner putting in a really nice desk area. I figured if you do use this as an actual home, it would be really nice. Or even if you use this as a rental, it'd be nice to have that in case your sim wants to like do anything like on the computer while they're there. Like, and you can see like the table's fine, but the candles were just absolutely unacceptable. So those end up swapping with the plant that you can see there. So you'll see that in the screenshots and when you download it. But it's just, I don't know. I really wasn't expecting that to be an issue at all. But it just, I don't know. It's so funny. So I end up actually like this cute little desk area. I ended up really liking it. I really liked this wallpaper as well with the stone. I think worked very nicely. And I don't think I use that wallpaper all that often, but I feel like I find it and I'm like, oh, that's a lovely wallpaper. And then I forget about it and then I find it again. I feel like that happens a lot, especially with base game items. So maybe I need to do a base game build. I don't know. I feel like I've been coming up with so many different ideas lately of stuff I need to do, like that I haven't done in a while. And I think maybe it's because I haven't had as much time to build lately and get stuff out. So hopefully, again, I'm getting back on a regular schedule. Fingers crossed. Life doesn't get too crazy again and I can really actually stick to it, like, because I want to, just so everybody is on the same page. And I do actually end up putting in a coffee maker back there, and I feel like my stomach was just growling, so I hope you didn't hear that. If you did, I'm sorry, and that's embarrassing for me, but it just, you know what, I'm getting hungry. It's getting towards dinner time for me while I'm doing this voiceover. I actually don't even know what I'm going to do for dinner, but it's cool. But I am getting hungry. And I'm actually, this is my 5th voiceover of the day. Yeah, I think this is my 5th voiceover that I've done today because I had all my builds piled up. So hopefully once this goes out, I'll be a little more like not like putting so many voiceovers together at the same time. But it's just kind of funny to me that this ended up happening. But I don't know. You know what? We're getting this out. And I really like the way this turned out. I think this was like such a great little like random idea I had. And again, of course, let me know in the comments down below if you have any suggestions for things you want to see on the channel. I would love for you to like let me know, especially if there's things for gameplay that you're looking for. And I also wanted to mention that I do have a limited pack playlist on my channel as well, so if you're interested in seeing more of those, you can look at those as well as know which ones are limited packs. If you go and you want to like pick something out from my gallery, you know. I don't have a ton. I don't even know if I have like a full base game playlist because I don't think I do those very often, but I don't know, maybe a starter home base game. I need to try that again. I feel like, because you know, they have been doing more updates to the base game, so maybe it's worth me like revisiting the base game and trying again. But I also wanted this to be a super lush like yard and really use a lot of the items we got with Island Living. So I do have that little like, I'm gonna call it a pergola. It's not really, I feel like it's not actually a pergola, but you know what I mean. I end up using some lawn chairs out there, and I think I end up putting like the, what is it? clothesline. That's what I was like, laundry, no, clothesline out in the back as well. Again, it's a decorative item. I think it's out of Debug. Of course, I did utilize Debug, which I think helps a whole lot too when you're doing limited pack builds, so highly recommend doing that. And again, as a reminder, be sure to use bb.move objects anytime you place any of my builds, because I use it all of the time, so you don't like miss any items when you place it from the gallery. And again, since play tested, hopefully you don't have any issues that you're like running into. And I think this ended up turning out really nicely. And I will say the bedrooms are a little bit small upstairs too, which may also lend itself nicely to a rental, because I feel like you may not spend a whole lot of time in the bedroom, you know what I mean? If like you'd be out like at the beach or with the boat or the jet ski or whatever, which is what I actually ended up putting in that little garage, was the jet ski and all. And I think I do actually end up parking like a truck in the front as well. So kind of like, you know, you would tow your, you know, whatever you're doing that day, the boat or the jet ski, out like to the beach that's kind of like across the way, which is again why I ended up not actually using a beachfront lot, because of that garage, which is, I feel like I get these ideas in my head that I'm really obsessed with, and then like I can't let it go. So I have to do it. So that's why it's all because of that garage, which is so funny because there's not a ton of stuff in it, but I just really like the idea, and I think it had a really cool aesthetic to it. And in Debug, I also pulled out a lot of the like ocean like photography that we got with Island Living, which I think looks really good in here as well, and trying to make use of it. And I try not to use the same ones anywhere. And I will say that upstairs was a bit of a struggle, because I decided that I wanted to do a 2-bedroom and not just one. And so it was, I think I ended up cutting some footage from this whole thing. I think I might actually end up expanding the top a little bit. I think I changed stuff around. And so like I said, it ends up being pretty small. I end up doing one room with like the double bed, and then another room with 2 singles in it. And I end up using like a divider in that singles room as well, just to kind of like give them a little bit more space. And then I actually squeeze in the bathroom up here as well. And it really, I promise, it was play tested. Your sim should be able to get to everything, because it does look pretty like small up here, but that bathroom does work. I had to do a little bit of like, you know, scooching things around, scooching things into the wall a little bit, but it does work. And especially because I wanted to use the shower that came with this pack, so that also is interesting because it has like a different floor plan, like I feel like, or like a different like collision box area than like the other showers, if that makes sense. It's off to the side instead of in front of it, but I think it turned out really nicely, and I like the way that it came out, even though I was like really worried it wasn't going to work, but it does work, thank goodness. I was seriously very concerned. And when I was like testing this and realizing the sim couldn't come up the stairs, I literally was sitting there like, I took out the ceiling lamp, I took out like the plants, I took out like the curtain, I took out all these things to see what was it, because I really did not think it was those candles underneath the stairs, which I thought was just super funny that it ended up being that. And so here in the like double bedroom, like, you know, whoever actually ends up staying here, I just end up putting a little closet in here and a mirror, and just again keeping things a little bit simple, because I'm thinking maybe if it's a rental there's just not a lot of stuff here. And then using that really pretty candle from Island Living. I feel like I never use it unless I'm literally doing like some sort of beach build. I feel like I need to use it more often, and because it is so pretty and adds a whole lot of light in here. And like I said, I do end up, I think, putting in the partition. So thinking, you know, if a couple of friends come and stay here, you know, they kind of have some privacy on each side of the partition. And then I do actually think I put in a dresser in here as well. Again, just kind of, I feel like it's just a little bit different than I might do a normal bedroom, just because of it being a rental. And then, oh, I end up putting, oh, it's that table that I used, that like side kind of table. And I thought that looked really cool, just kind of like wedging that in there. And I remember I used something that wasn't usually just like a decorative piece as a like piece that I use in here on the wall. I'm trying to remember what it was. I know that sounds really vague, but I feel like I remember doing something kind of interesting, because again, like it being a limited pack build, I really had to like dig deep and really use items I don't usually use and layer them in ways that I don't usually do that. And I ended up using, of course, a bunch of palm trees here, because I mean, what is a Sulani lot without adding in those really cool palm trees? I really love those, to be honest, and those extra like, I don't know, lava rock things, and just a bunch of this vegetation here. I think it looks really lovely, and adding a bunch of light out here as well. I think it just adds a lot of ambiance. And again, I believe I end up putting a truck there. I don't put it on that. It actually is a roof piece. I didn't mention that earlier. The kind of drive up to the garage is a roof piece, and I don't put it on there. I think I just kind of put it in the front of the lot, if I remember correctly. And I think it turned out really nicely. Again, like there's a little grill on the front, so your Sims can grill out as well if they're hanging out here. You can add some more seating as well if you'd like to, if you have a bunch of Sims hanging out on this lot. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.
You pull me back into your river, swim a little deeper. I don't need to breathe with my head underwater. Don't know the reasons, I'm not sure I really care. We're all